Hi there, you're here with Australian universities. Today we're exploring Flinders University, a suburban uni in Adelaide, South Australia. From its elevated position on a hill overlooking the coastline and the southern parts of the city, Flinders gives students a comfortable and affordable place to study. It takes the calm of Adelaide and adds a nature-filled campus built around the student experience.
Flinders University. Flinders University.
Flinders draws people in with a range of accessible courses. For general degrees, such as the humanities and the sciences, the standard ATAR requirement is 60. Health programs, such as nursing, sit higher, with entry scores starting around 70. Flinders has 25,000 students in total, putting it on the smaller side among Australian universities. You get a good feel for the uni by looking at what degrees students come here for. Health is the largest area, making up 34% of all enrolments, 16 percentage points above the national average. Society and culture is also strong at 23% of students, with many pursuing degrees in psychology, social work, and the humanities. Women make up around 65% of the student population, reflecting a relatively feminine mix of faculties by size. Where Flinders is small is in business. Management and commerce is only about 7% of enrolments, 14 points below the national average. Science, engineering, and IT are also on the smaller side. Put together, this gives you a quick sense of Flinders. It's a place of learning with strengths in health, psychology, education, and the social sciences, with business and the hard STEM fields playing a smaller role. The lifestyle for students here is ideal if you prefer being away from the hustle and bustle of a major city. Adelaide has a population of around 1.4 million, which makes it smaller than the big capitals on the east and west coasts. Cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth are busier in the central parts and more crowded, with far more going on at street level. Adelaide's wide streets and surrounding parklands give the city centre a more open feel, which adds to the quieter atmosphere overall. Adelaide moves at a gentler pace, and studying at Flinders takes you even further from the centre of things. Bedford Park rises above the southern edge of the city over 20 minutes from the CBD, giving you a tranquil platform for earning your degree. The campus spreads across a broad stretch of the southern foothills. Its buildings are connected by long walkways, stepped paths, and open areas. The student hub is positioned in the middle of the campus as the natural gathering point. It brings together study spaces and student services, and it's usually the busiest place across the day. Around the hub, you'll find casual spots for lunch, a few cafes, and places serving student staples like sandwiches, pastries, and Vietnamese rolls. Sport is part of this central area as well. The gym and fitness studios are close by, with courts and fields spread around the lower parts of the campus. Beyond the Bedford Park campus, Tonsley is the next major location. A few kilometres north toward the city, along the train line, Tonsley is home to engineering, technology, and advanced manufacturing. The precinct has an industrial look, with workshops and labs built for hands-on work and industry projects. The city campus brings a slice of Flinders into the Adelaide CBD. Some nursing and business courses are taught here, giving the uni a location close to government, offices, and major employers. Flinders also has a well-established presence in the Northern Territory through the NT Medical Program. This is where medical students and clinical trainees do placements and gain experience in Darwin and other regional centres. Now let's talk about rankings and ratings. Flinders University typically ranks among the top 500 in the world, and around 21st in Australia. That puts it firmly in the middle of the pack nationally. It's a medium-sized uni and not a research powerhouse, so this position may be better than you'd expect. World rankings are largely driven by surveys of academics overseas and say very little about teaching quality. They tend to matter most to international students, who make up roughly a quarter of Flinders enrolments. Local students pay less attention to them, especially in fields like health and education, because employers rarely care which uni you attended. What carries more weight is how students feel about the teaching and support they receive. Current students give Flinders strong ratings across teaching practices, skills development, facilities, and services. These results are above the national average and match the uni's reputation for steady, student-focused learning. Students also report high levels of interaction with classmates. A potentially important story appears after graduation, however. Recent graduates give Flinders noticeably lower ratings than current students. That drop can reveal a gap between the experience of studying here and the realities of entering the job market. Some graduates enjoy their time at Flinders, feel supported, and then discover that employment prospects depend heavily on degree choice and early planning. A comfortable environment is great while you're studying, but it can create problems if you're not thinking ahead about where the job opportunities are. University life at Flinders is flexible and is what you make of it. The campus has good energy during the week as students travel in, spend time between classes, and make use of the spaces and facilities. The tavern adds to the atmosphere, though it usually closes early in the evening. Clubs and societies help students meet people and get involved. There are cultural clubs, sports groups, volunteering groups, gaming communities, and degree-based societies that run events. Flinders does have on-campus accommodation. Uni Hall and the Deirdre Jordan Village are next to the main part of Bedford Park and give students a community-style place to live. They're convenient for study and close to everything during the day. The trade-off is that living on campus puts you far away from Adelaide's main entertainment and social areas. Students find accommodation across the suburbs, including nearby areas such as Bedford Park, Sturt, Tonsley, Marion, and Clovelly Park. Renting a room in a share house usually ranges from around $200 to $300 a week. Students often prefer to be nearer to the city. That way, it's easier to do things outside of uni in the evenings and on weekends. A popular approach is to live on the coastal side of the corridor between the CBD and Flinders. This gives you quicker access to beaches such as Brighton and Glenelg along the western edge of Adelaide. These beaches are long, open, and easy to reach by bus from the southern suburbs. Students often head to the coast for walks, sunset views, or a swim once the warmer months arrive. Adelaide is known for hot, dry summers that require fans and air conditioning. But it can get quite cold in winter too, with crisp mornings, occasional frosts in the suburbs, and shorter days. What's our overall verdict on Flinders University? It looks like a good choice if you're happy with a quieter lifestyle and are budget conscious. You can get a degree here quite cheaply. Living costs are low because Adelaide's rents are cheaper than Melbourne or Sydney, and the suburbs around Flinders offer some of the more affordable student housing in the country. Tuition fees for international and postgraduate students are also lower than at the top-ranking universities. With solid ratings for teaching and student support, Flinders is a dependable and cost-effective place to study.